Hi, I'm Val. Welcome to my channel. I am coming to you from underneath a house that was originally built in 1930 in a rural area where there is no utility company water. I'm also in a county that does not have a code requirement. So a lot of the building that would have taken place would be, kind of usually by owner, basically, right? Or by the builder, by the person with the house. So I'm making this video as a follow-up to the other video I made about kind of like life lessons about water and this plumbing DIY saga. But today I am back under here to fix yet another spot. So I thought that it would be a great second follow-up video about just some of the things that I've had to encounter dealing with this. If you are looking to purchase a home that was built before indoor plumbing, and in an area where there is going to be freezing weather. It's ironic because I have lived in a house before in Tennessee where it got cold and the house was, the similar age, but I did not encounter these problems. So basically, you can tell by looking at that light right there, that is a porch, a front porch. So you can see the light there. So the biggest problem here is not necessarily the design of where the items, sorry, let's see if I can get, this is not necessarily the problem of, neglect or improper plumbing installation. It's actually a combination of probably just bad decisions as far as like where things were placed and also this crawl space. So there's a lot of advertisements out there that you might see for like drying your crawl space or, weatherproofing it and keeping it warm. And for me, that has not been a viable option. I'm also in a situation where I'm kind of troubleshooting. And of course, in Tennessee, winter is pretty mild. So we might get one storm or one or two kind of below freezing a year. So you have to kind of like, this isn't something that's happening every week. It's happening like once a year type of thing. So if you're thinking about buying an old house in an area where it's going to be like not city, be prepared to have some budget to pay for a plumber. Now, I definitely advocate for the trade industry as a former professor, and I'm sitting underneath a house figuring this out myself after I have paid in previous years plumbers. And I feel like trades are neglected and people don't want to do them, but it's a very legitimate and viable way to have a decent life. Plumbing, I believe that through the state, so it depends on each state, there are a lot of like rules and regulations as far as like how many hours someone has to work an apprentice and work underneath. So you're getting somebody who has lots and lots of experience. Now, who knows how long it's going to take for robots to be designed that, we could buy for the house and like tell it to crawl under here and fix this. But in the meantime, I would say if you're looking to DIY or hiring a plumber is totally legitimate. So since I've had this property and this house in particular, every year I've encountered something related to plumbing. So if you're not planning for that type of expense or unexpected things, it can really catch you off guard. So one of the things before you even get to your house is looking at the inside. So, where is the bathroom? Where is the kitchen? Are these things against exterior walls? This is an exterior wall. This is cinder block. On the opposite side of the cinder block is cement board. These things are not, whether, it's 0 degrees on the other side of this wall for 24 hours, or it only takes a second, right, to freeze something. The crawl space to access does not, in this particular house, does not have a really good door, just a piece of plywood and like gaps all around it. So Christmas of 2022, we had like blizzard winds, 0 degree temperatures. We did not have snow. And that kind of metaphorically snowballed into this drama where I decided that I needed to try and figure this out myself. Okay, so if you are thinking about this and you're ready to go into something where you're going to have the budget to pay for somebody to fix things for you every year, or you're going to be DIY like what I've been having to do the last few years. So the first few years, I've been thinking about this today. So the first few years, the primary problems that I was having was more sewer problems. So roots getting into the main sewer line that goes to a septic system. And at some point, replacing pipes that had not been replaced. So old ceramic pipes for like 2 or 3 feet that went to the septic weren't replaced when whoever did it replaced all the pipes from the house to the septic. So that is a problem. If there's trees near your property, it's easy for the trees to, the roots are going to go straight for that. So I've had to deal with septic issues, replacing sewer pipes, and it's not fun. This house is not occupied full time, so it's not fun if you have a guest and sewage starts coming up into the toilet, into the tub. This did happen to me when I lived in Nashville in the city, and I had moved out and was renting the house to more than one person. So one person living and taking showers and all that kind of stuff. And then all of a sudden you have like 4 or 5 people taking showers and toilets and all that stuff. And within a few months, the sewer problem exposed itself. So I didn't know this for years while I was living there. And the plumber that I hired at that point in time, it was actually really great, because what they found out is that the city had replaced that line from the house to the sewer line on my block, but not my house, because of like the way that the property line was, and there were 2 houses like with similar address. So basically for years, like the sewer was just kind of going onto the ground. Pretty gross. So anyway, we were able to fix that. So I've been encountering like weird plumbing and, fixing problems as a homeowner. So when you are looking at your property that you're interested in buying, and if it's a no, if it's not a deal breaker, then you're going to be like me. How do I fix this if the problem happens? So one of the things that I don't remember is the inspection. And this is where I think that you would be inclined to go with the person, or stand around and like they're going to take pictures and stuff like that, but like understanding it a little bit more so you can be prepared. So you can see right here there's a ton of like foam things, right? So like at some point the previous owner had all this like foam wrapping all of these PVC pipes. Well, it wasn't working, and over time I can see all the different times that they've had to repair this, because each little section gets shorter and shorter, and then there's little pieces, right? So one of the things that maybe I would have recognized earlier on was that and let me see if you can see, I don't know if you can see, it's dark, like that light right there, that's light from the outside, right? And then the light right there, you can kind of see that's light from the outside. So no matter what I do, even if I put these foam things, if I don't deal with this in a better way, I'm going to continue to have to fix frozen pipes every year. So I've been under here, and this is why it costs money to pay for a plumber, and why you should invest in someone who can get under here. And also, if you are looking for an alternative to, a retail job or something like that, and you're thinking like, hey, I can do this. I'm 5'11", and it's not fun. I'm not 20 years old. I can do this. I can crawl around under here. Like, I can physically do it, but like at the end of the day and like tomorrow, I'm going to feel pretty sore. And also, not being a full-time plumber, I don't have like all of the supplies on hand. So I've been trying to like accumulate some of the things, but basically today I had to go back into town. So where I live, it's a full hour, right? Because you have to drive to a store, you have to like wait, you have to get the supplies, and then you got to drive back. And you also, like, you can't fix these things until it's above 32 degrees, right? And it's not fun to crawl under a house when it's 32 degrees. So here I am. It's March. We did have a freeze 2 days ago. And I was hoping that nothing else would break because I've been under here 3 days. So doing this alone, you've got to be able to like crawl under the house, fix the problem, crawl back out, turn the water on, crawl back under, listen, and then watch, right? And like, because it's a pipe system, once you fix one spot, then the water can go past that spot, and then it finds the next break. So that's why it takes a lot longer than you might think to fix these problems. Okay, so if you're thinking about investing in something old for doing DIY, or you are maybe doing new construction and you're thinking about how do I design my property in an area where I know it's going to snow at least once a year and it's going to be cold, some of the things might be to worry about, like, plan where your pipes are going to be before you even like do the layout of the house. Like, literally, this is one bathroom and this is an exterior wall. The kitchen is on the other exterior wall, and even like maybe 5 feet this direction. So this area has a little bit more dug out of it because I'm sitting underneath the second addition. So you can kind of see, like, this is the original house here at some point right here. And then they did the plumbing in the addition. And I don't know when the addition was done. Okay. So basically what's happened is you can kind of see these shark fittings here. So I fixed this, and it's tight, but this is basically the hot water. So I've done everything. And then this morning, so basically this is the third season of getting under here and fixing pipes. And sometimes it's replacing pipes that have been fixed, or the fittings that have been fixed, or new spots that are breaking that hadn't broken before. So the PVC is, in some places it's old, so it's brittle, and that is freezing quite easily. I was at one of the local stores buying supplies, and someone was like, well, why don't you use the PEX? So the PEX is another material that's more flexible, and that's what this is with this. I don't even want to, nope, that's not even that. The PEX is more flexible. It's found in mobile homes, and it does expand, but I have actually had to fix frozen PEX pipes as well. So I would not necessarily rely completely on that. And I don't think that these foam things actually work the best. So once I finish this project, I need to, because I have guests coming in a few days, and I cannot be without running water anymore. So I'm kind of up against a deadline. My goal is in this late summer, early fall, when I can wrap my brain around this one more time, I'm going to purchase a new product that I found that I put outside on my well, which is connected to a hose. And this is a really amazing product that is called a heater tape, pipe heater tape, something like that. So I'm going to get in here in the fall on like a nice day when it's not raining outside. It rained and the ground is like, it rained so much the other day. I don't even know how many inches, but it was a significant amount of rain. So the ground is really wet underneath the house here. And in Tennessee, it's very humid all the time. So inside the house, I have a dehumidifier that runs all the time. So I highly recommend that as well. Okay, so this is an exterior wall. It's not doing the job, right? So there is a bathroom that is connected to this bathroom that is more of an interior bathroom. But if there's room to put your plumbing not against the side of the wall, that is probably helpful. Okay, so what I'm going to do in the fall, and I'll record this when I'm down here. Hopefully it'll be dry and I can, I have to work my mental state up because it is like I have to crawl through that hole right there. I don't know if you can see it. That hole right there. I have to crawl down, crawl in here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start here. This is the toilet and the sink. And I'm going to wrap the pipes with the heat tape. And I'm going to go slowly through the whole entire system. And then connect that plug to a temperature sensitive plug so that I will never have to do this again. This is, you know, like I do not want to have to spend all my day, like literally, I probably have spent 4 good days of troubleshooting, of crawling inside and outside and driving into town and driving back and da 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 da. And then at least 1 day of recovery from one of those because I was just so exhausted. So anyway, I now have a pack of more shark fittings. These are really great because you do not have to wait for the material to dry. So I don't know if you can see this. So this is what I'm fixing right here. Let's see. Okay, so this one is the one that I need to fix. I just fixed this, but now this is the hot water, and this is where you can kind of see, this is where all the water was flooding when I just turned the water back on. So because that's an old fitting, you know, it's glued. It takes a long time. So if a plumber is using the old, or if you're using the older fashion with the glue and stuff, it's actually, I think, more labor intensive because, and if you're paying by the hour, you're paying for someone to sit and wait for that to like dry and stuff. And then it has to dry before you can turn the water on. So the benefit of these fittings from paying a plumber, which you might want to ask them if they're using these, or doing it yourself, is that you can actually do this when the pipe is wet. It's also something that if the pipe itself cracks, you can unhook this and just replace the pipe. You don't have to replace the whole fitting. So at some point under here, I'm guessing that I will have replaced every single fitting with one of these, unless my next wintertime, pre-wintertime prep of the heater tape solves this problem, right? So the blizzard of 2020, or the like super crazy temperatures, we had one in 2021, and pipes in different spots on the property froze. So I fixed those and figured those out. Then Christmas of 2022, same thing. So pipes in various places on the property that are all kind of connected. Slowly but surely I had to fix different spots. And I made another video that I need to edit to put together to show you some of the outside stuff of the turn off, turn on switch. So I'll work on that soon. Anyway, This is the last of the line I think that I'm going to need to fix. I have to replace this, but look how close this is to the wall. It's kind of stupid, right? So, like, why make things difficult for yourself if there's a cabinet? So I know for a fact that there's a cabinet that is pretty deep here. So don't make things like so difficult for yourself. All right, it is getting later. The sun, I need to do this, but I really appreciate it. And if you have any questions or, good luck with your project, good luck with your house search. And if you're younger and you're thinking about alternative to, college before robots take over everything, I highly recommend working in the trades. Thank you so much. And it would be awesome if you would subscribe. I'm new to YouTube. I'm a late adopter of the format itself. And I'm just trying to share some of the things that I'm encountering that maybe will help you. Have a great day.